Hello, welcome back to Just Play's Birth Me Code. I am continuing on stuff that I was going to do last time. Because um, had something like weird happen last time. I don't remember exactly what it was. Um, and I was gonna go and try and finish out this little bit, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Alright. So yeah, last time we were gonna finish up a little bit of like this particular storyline, and I forget something happened with my computer, like had to update or something like that, and I had to stop. Um, so this time we're gonna finish up this route where we just got rid of somebody. Maybe I don't remember. No, he was still here. Oh, I think it was maybe Gula. Knocked Gula out. So we're gonna go and continue on with our adventure. I'm trying to get my timer set up here, but for some reason I'm having like a really tricky time with it. um, okay, so let's set this. There we go. Arriving at the set of doors at the back of the larger area they hung around before, it was clear that the panel was ready to receive their inputs in order to solve the puzzle. It took them only a minute to find it, next to the set of locked doors on the right. Let Ancora solve it. So far, she's been the fastest to do this, and it's like Bia said. We don't have a lot of time. Approaching the panel, the girl readied herself to solve it as she'd done before. I feel like we're kind of painting a target on our back, though, being like, I'm the really good puzzle solver. But I guess that's the crux of it, isn't it? If you're trying to blend in. Equalize. Okay, so you can make a team. You can make a team. Alright. I gotta spell some shit out. We got team here, we got moon here. We can make this moon. It's Emio! Edmo! Team! Manitten! Alright, so we need these all to be equal. Meaning these all need to be able to be read as words. So, what words can we make? I need a word that starts with M. We can make it eat. Meat and moot are words. This is just like really complex crossword puzzle. Okay. We could do... Need something that ends in M. What's the thing that has M as the second letter? Near, far, wherever you are. That's where I am right now. Yeah, far, wherever you are. La 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 la. Oh man. Alright. Let's think about this. What are words that could we need words that have M in them, that are 4-letter words. I'm assuming, so, I mean, this is what happens when you assume, but I'm assuming that this means that the word needs to be able to be read this way, left to right, and from top. Let's look at A is at the very beginning. Oh, is it just in order? Maybe? A, B, C. Oh, no, I can't be Adam. Because then this could be Timo. And this could be Mno. And this is Mnet. Alright, I'm kind of stumped on this one. Why me 16? So, E. So, E, B. 6. Okay. So that makes it a little bit easier. So this one is M-E in the middle. E is at the very beginning. Okay, so this could be atom. Atom. This is an E. This has to be something else. The A has to go here. It's like you can make this mean. No, put this in. We have time. Makes me this is I think the O is correct. M, this E has to be here. I don't know about this. Oh, this could be omen. Yeah, I see. I see. Okay, so we have atom, dime, time, omen, and could be mend, and then this could also be. Oh, and then I see. It's atom, atom, time, time, omen, omen, and okay. Alright, I get it. I needed both hints on that one though. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a fun puzzle. Alright. Okay. Alright. I'm here for this. The door is unlocked after the puzzle was dealt with. Feel free to go ahead, everyone. I'm not gonna let anyone out from this side. From now on, we need a little organization if we want to survive past the time limit. You mean survive or get killed by you one by one? Despite what it looks like, I do want to make it out alive, and I also want as many of you to survive as possible. But I'm not against making sacrifices for it. Now go check what's further down this hallway before I lose patience. Superbia shrugged and walked off, figuring this wasn't her problem. Avaricia and Luxuria accompanied her too, but when Ancora began walking away, Tristitia grabbed her wrist. Except you. I have other questions. Or rather, I want to try something. I wonder what that's all about. Doesn't sound too good. To put it simply, I want you to think about Viti. You're a psychic, and I want you to try and communicate with him. I think that's a little bit crazy. Okay, I'll do it. She agreed very quickly after he reached for the revolver again. There was no negotiating with him in this state. She tried and tried and tried. Thinking about Viti. But there was no result. Sorry, I can't do it. Maybe he's not dead then. No, I don't know if I'm a psychic, but every time I could hear about a dead person, they sort of spoke to me right after they died. This isn't a case where I can control it. I have an idea then. But I can't do it just yet. Go explore with the others. I'll be right back. The boy left her alone. The blonde girl was as dumbfounded as before. It wouldn't kill him to say what's on his mind before the grand events he's orchestrating. The girl progressed into the wing now that Tristitia no longer hounded her, stopping at a corner room. She unlocked it with the same key she used to open the other one before. After a brief cursory check, gaining her me card, which she pocketed in one of her boots, Ancora was startled by Avaricia suddenly slipping into the room behind her. What's this? It was locked before, wasn't it? I used this key to get in, like earlier. Thought maybe you guys couldn't unlock it. She showed the key to the teacher. We found keys like that too, but they didn't work in these locks. I guess only the A key works. That reminds me. I haven't thanked you yet for saving me, have I? Ancora shook her head. It's okay. I don't want anyone to die, but I also don't want anyone to get tricked into dying. It's probably the worst. But still, thank you. It's very embarrassing to rely on you because you're much younger than I am, but I think at this point I have no choice, do I? Everyone looks to the teacher for support, so very few understand that she's in the same boat as everyone else. It's easy for me to get the things I want at my age. I'm older, more experienced, more knowledgeable. But here I'm stuck. Vulnerable, fighting against impending doom. I'm the same as you all. So, thanks for helping me. If you need my help later, I will definitely lend it. I don't know how genuine that is, but it seems genuine enough. I can't see her lying like that because, as she said it herself, her life was saved. Oh, thanks? The first thing I need is probably more me cards. Scouring the rooms next to this one, I found one. Maybe the other classrooms here will have them. Okay, I'll go check them too. Let's meet back at the doors. Ancora agreed and the two parted ways. However, there was only one hallway leading inward. After Ancora left the corner room, she walked in the same direction as Avaricia, despite the two of them having given them farewells. Awkward! This is terribly awkward. The two of them acted as if they didn't notice they were walking close to each other. Avaricia took the opportunity and slipped into the first nearby classroom, giving some respite to Ancora from having to sustain that awkwardness. For the bear-themed helmet wearer, the destination was simple, the other corner room. All of the corner rooms contained a me card after all, and there was only one of them left to investigate. Looking into the nearby classrooms, Ancora noticed Superbia was searching in one, and another was being searched by Luxuria. Past them, she arrived at the corner and unlocked the door. Now inside, she looked around, and in much of the same general location than the other two, Ancora found a me card once again. That makes 3. With 5 people remaining, we're almost there. After leaving the corner, Ancora bumped back into the ones that she hadn't spoken to for a while now. Superbia and Luxuria were both right outside. Did you find anything? We couldn't unlock these doors, so how'd you manage it? I think that's the key. Look, the teeth look like a letter. Like the other ones we found in the deduction rooms. Ancora still held the A key clutched in her hand. That's right. I found a me card inside, and then the other corner had one too. That's 2. And Ava had one from earlier too. Huh. That means our total was 17 before the vote. And we found one more. That means we can almost do the next vote without even exploring any of these puzzle rooms yet. Are we all agreed on who to vote for? A small silence settled among the group. It was clear who they were going to vote for next. Justicia was far too problematic to be left alive. A death's needed soon. It's around 45-minute mark. Hour is coming.
Right. We need to catch back up with the others, see what our haul was.
There are some rooms left here too.
I'll take care of them, whatever. You two run off to the others and consolidate the cards.
What says you won't keep one or two for yourself?
Crazy or what? We only need 5 and we already have 4 right now. Not only that, but we're running out of time soon. Just go. I don't have the time or the desire to conceal anything at this point.
Since Superbia seemed like she wasn't messing around, Ancora and Luxuria agreed to leave. Now alone, they walked through the hallway. Out of nowhere, Luxuria pulled Ancora over to a side room and closed the door. What's all this about? I wanted to have a little talk. There's something I've been meaning to tell you, and all. It's about before. I wanted to thank you for saving my life. Ola's manipulation could have gotten me killed too. Ancora shrugged as though she wasn't too concerned. Saving the nice little girl was just as much a thing she was aiming to do as saving Avaricia too. It's all good, don't worry. Did you have something else on your mind? Luxuria hesitated. It's about Trist. He's clearly dangerous. What should we do? I don't think he'll go willingly into a vote like this. If the hour comes by, he'll probably just shoot someone in the group. But I don't think we can feasibly take him down either. Unless it's by surprise. Yeah. I'm super concerned. On one hand, Ancora wanted to get rid of him. On the other, he could be a great tool to figure out what Ancora wanted to figure out. If she'd only let him go onto that trail, he could do all the work for her. You don't have a choice then. I'll have to have him make a choice. What do you mean? When the time flips to the next hour, we'll die. That means he'll look for the most promising and easiest target to kill. We can use that to our advantage. Ancora explained her plan to Luxuria. The gist of it was to have the guy make a choice between 2 targets, and while he's unsure, Ancora would jump him and take the revolver from him. If we slam him on the helmet, he'll completely lose balance and focus. He might even black out. In that moment, I need you, Ava, and Superbia to grab him and carry him over to the vote booth. Then we have to get him stuck there so we can vote. That might work. There was a slight reticence in Luxuria's words. Ancora reassured her, understanding what she was afraid of. Don't worry, you won't be a target. I think Trist is very focused on the idea that Bia is still a danger, so I'll lure him over while Bia is still busy, and then I'll do something to look threatening. That's when he'll be confused. If I time it right when Superbia comes out, he won't know what to do. That's when you come behind him and give him a good smack. You think I can do it? It also works if we get Ava to do it, I guess, but you have a good spot from here. Okay, I think it'll work. Yeah, I'm a lot more confident now. She looked like she was pumping herself to pull it off. Ancora thought about it for a moment longer. You should stay in this classroom. Just peek out when we're going to pass by, and then you can get him in my signal. I'll make a V with my fingers, okay? Be sure to get him on the helmet. The resonance from it is insane and can easily knock someone out. Got it. Ancora sneaked back out of the classroom to go and meet up with Trist. There was no time to waste while Superbia was still busy, or else she'd miss her window. Ancora came back with him after explaining the situation. She'd made up a lie about how Superbia was dangerous, and she was growing increasingly erratic. I'll take care of her. Now that the boy had given himself a self-imposed peacemaking mission, it was easy to get him on the warpath. Ancora led him to the hallway where Superbia was still searching, but she stopped near the entrance of a classroom. The entrance to that classroom, specifically. Let's hope Luxuria is ready. Wait, is Ancora aware of the narration? Things happened very fast following that. First, Superbia came out of the classroom, which startled Ancora. even though the rabbit had been much further away before, and Cora failed to account for the fact that she might move classrooms. This made her jump back, causing her to step on Avaricia's feet, who had just come out of another classroom behind Ancora. Thankfully, the teacher didn't cause a ruckus, but she did grab the girl so she wouldn't fall. You okay, Cora? She noticed Superbia was out. Oh, Thea's here. Calling out the rabbit's presence, the woman caused Tristitia to turn around with the gun taken out. The revolver was aimed right at Superbia. Uh-oh, this wasn't part of the plan. Now there is no one to take out Tristitia. And Cora looked at the two of them. Superbia stared back at Tristitia, who was going to pull the trigger without any questions. It made sense, the timer was coming onto the hour. They only had 1 more minute to get another death. What the fuck is happening? And Cora only had a split moment to act. She could let things take their course and leave Superbia to die, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing since she was one of the weakest links of the group. Or she could shove the girl out of the way of the bullet to protect her. So oh man. Oh boy. I feel like, so this is kind of like, I'm interested to see where this would go, but I feel like it would just be a fucking end where I get shot, and then this one's, I don't know, alright, I'm probably supposed to let her die, so let's see what happens. And Cora did not act. The gunshot was nigh instantaneous, and a hole appeared in Superbia's helmet near the middle of her symbol. Headshot. Almost immediately, her body crumpled down. The tall bunny girl's helmet exploded, causing everyone to step back in the midst of the dust. Her headless body remained among the group against the wall on its knees, like a macabre result of Ancora's inaction. What? What? Ah! Only Ancora didn't react to it, far too shocked to do anything about it. Instead, her body crumpled much like Superbia's, right into Avaricia's arms, which weren't there to hold her anymore. The teacher had taken a step back in fright, which meant Ancora hit the cold, hard floor. She pulled herself up with her arms almost immediately after giving a howl of pain. While sitting up, her gaze through the helmet's cameras was fixated on the corpse of the confrontational girl. The dead body would haunt her thoughts for the next hours, perhaps even days or weeks, well, if you live that long. It was a thing, no longer a person. Justicia looked at the group and then stored the gun back into his pants. There, now the danger is averted and our time is safe. There will be peace. It took a moment for the whole group to regain their senses. By then, it was already 5 past the hour. They only had 55 more minutes before everyone would surrender their right to live. We need to reform the teams. We have rooms to explore now. Are you all aware of this? But you just shot her dead! That was the plan, yeah. Luxuria looked over at Ancora, who had risen back to her feet. She replied with a slight shrug, a little like an apology for failing to carry out the plan exactly as convened. I don't think we can solve the rest of the rooms on our own, though. Guess we'd need to split up the group, like. Ancora alone, myself alone, and you 2 others together. That's the only way to have a fighting chance in what's coming, I think. No, there's another solution. Out of nowhere, Invidia's voice rang. He was in the hallway with them, walking in from the direction of the crossroads. Edie? She finally spoke up, the shock of seeing him again fully pulling her out of her stupor. Everyone reacted as surprised by his appearance as she was. I don't have a lot of time to explain just yet. First, we need to form groups to explore rooms. We're all still looking for me cards, right? I still have mine. No, I don't know where the rest are. Yes, I know how to escape now. Yes, me made a mistake. Well, I can't just behead him now.
would look too suspicious. I wonder why it didn't work earlier. Which means that currently our highest priority is to solve the next rooms and get the next cards. He noticed the dead body on the ground. He didn't settle into it too much, despite clearly being none too happy about it. 3 rooms. 5 people left instead of 4. We can make it work by having 2 groups of 2. I know I can solve rooms alone, so who's going to be in each team? All of them pondered on it for a very short time. With Invidia's sudden return, they forgot about the clock again. It was soon going to hit the 10-minute mark past the hour. If a room took the full 39 minutes to solve, they had to move soon. And there needs to be 2 deaths in this time. Only 3 survivors, no more than that. This is what the game has been set up to be. Can't change the rules this far in. The next death must include the traitor. Normally I'd go back and change the lineup, but this time, let's just make it simple. Bora, you're with me. Ava and Lux, go. Avaricia and Luxuria took a glance at Tristitia, torn between leaving while the teams were in their favor, and asking Invidia for details instead. No one wants to be grouped with the killer, huh? That's hilarious, coming from them both. The latter option won, and Avaricia demanded some explanations. Okay, but first, what were you doing, Vidi? No time. I'll take the room furthest down the hallway. We're very soon at the 6-hour mark, and we need to find way more me cards still. If we don't find them, we all die. I get that, but at least a little answering wouldn't hurt? You're not dead, even if me said you would be. What did you do? We can all do it and never suffer punishment. No, we can't do it. It was a mistake in the first place. I'm sure if we planned to do it, all of us, then we'd all get beheaded this time around. If you really want to know, I found the exit. But we can't take it until we have all of those 9 strange keys. He showed one of his own. It was the key Ancora traded to him before. There's a metal plate you can open by pressing in specific spots, next to the stairs leading to the voting machines. Behind that is a room that's seemingly cut off from radio and mechanism interference. The moment I made it through, I was cut off from all communication. If we go there, we're no longer reachable, but I don't think we were supposed to know that place existed until we put all the me cards in. Is it a problem? If we go in there then? We can't get beheaded, like... She pushed her foot toward Bia's corpse. The first time was a random chance, Lux. I stumbled onto it, and Pandora must have not seen me. Now Pandora knows. Whatever's monitoring the place will be looked at much more closely. Luxuria eventually gave up and went away with Avaricia. The older woman pulled Luxuria over into the nearest room on the side, closing the door to start solving that deduction room. Everyone else saw fit to drop the topic for now, too. After the 2 were gone, Invidia spoke about his departure again to expand on one of his thoughts before the 3 would split up. What baffles me most is this. He pulled out a second me card. There was a me card in that room. I think we're supposed to figure it out early, somehow, even though it's clearly off limits. I don't understand what the mastermind is thinking. Anyway, we have to get our groups ready, right? Cora, you're with Trist? I guess that's fine by me. Scared. I don't have any reason to shoot anymore. Not yet, anyway, until the vote. A sudden thought caused him to pause in the middle of his speech. Till the vote. We'll all die at 6 hours, right? Why does it matter? Well, if we fulfill all the conditions by 6, this means 6 of us must die. But if you don't fulfill the conditions, then it doesn't matter. Nobody else has to die then. In fact, the bomb's going to kill us all notwithstanding. Right, well, we should hurry anyway. Let's talk about this after we're still alive in 40 minutes. 39 minutes. Yeah. Don't look too much at the details or your world might come undone. It's making me think of like the Bob's Burger like pilot episode. It's like our anniversary is September 3rd. 9 is divisible by 3. Lots of numbers are divisible by 3.
He waved, departing from the two of them shortly thereafter. Justicia and Ancora remained alone. Deciding to not waste any time, the horse wearer walked toward the other nearest door, as Invidia had gone for the one furthest away. Wonder if he's really going to be fine doing it alone. If he doesn't leave, everyone's in deep mud. Oh, status stable. It's 39. And then we have boxes with PlayStations. Ancora followed after and he stepped into a strange room. It was one of the many classrooms on the outer edge of Wing A, but what was inside was clearly not a classroom at all. It was very spacious and had two large cylinders spanning floor to ceiling. They were both adorned with a lot of mechanisms and cogs, as well as a long wire connecting them. Smaller cylinders guarded the entire room alongside them. Due to the strange nature of the room, the two people in it barely had any time to take in its weird appearance before me appeared to them again. At exactly 39 seconds on the dot, both their visions were taken by her, till the door locked itself. This is a very important room. The question you will have to answer in this room, however, is for you and you alone. If you give the answer to anyone outside of this room, you will immediately surrender your right to live. Do you understand? This knowledge is for your group and no one else. This particular room's question is, who is your true enemy? There is a true enemy which opposes me, you and everyone else. All of you here have been gathered for a specific reason. No, it's not to kill that enemy, which you won't be able to do ever. Figuring out the true enemy is part of the deal too, even if you never will be able to fight it. Not now or ever. That is because while you are a true enemy, it is not one you are meant to oppose. Society? Even though we must oppose it, otherwise our end spells doom for the entire world. Society? I wonder if you can truly understand me. We will know what you believe soon, but for now, I'll see you later. Is the true enemy like, I don't know, adults or some shit? I don't know. The entire speech was as short as the previous one. The two in the room decided to ignore the cryptic words as they had to hurry, with Tristitia taking the lead despite his apparent uneasiness. Let's go then. This looks like some kind of reactor. How can you tell? Just a hunch. It's probably a fake anyway. I love this thing in the background here because it reminds me of those hunt and find games like with the little puzzles and stuff. What is there to power in here? I don't know, but I wonder a lot more about what me meant by true enemy. I don't remember setting this up. The true enemy is the traitor, no? Deduction! Alright. I need to pause for a sec, because I need to go run and get, I need to go get some cash out of the Combini. So I'm going to stop recording, and then I will stitch this back together with the rest of the recording a little bit later. Okay, and we're back from the Combini. Yay! Okay. Let's start investigating! Alright, we have two doors here. I'm assuming this is the one that leads outside, but even... Alright. Elephant in the room. This is a big thing with a lot to see on it. What should I investigate? God! Ooh, you were not joking. Okay. The indication says status stable, as if it could go haywire if you mishandled it or something. We'd have cause for concern if it was real, but as we already established, it's not. It's good to deceive yourself like that, Tristitia, but don't hide from the truth. This reactor looks like a fake, but so far it's pretty real. Still makes me wonder how this came to be. It's a 39, like the number of me cards we need to get. or the number of minutes we have to explore these rooms, or the numbers 30 and 9 put together, or the letters C and I together if you take them as being 3 and 9 mashed together. Or is there anything else I could represent? Well, in Japanese the numbers 3 and 9 are san and Q, which sort of sounds like thank you when put together like that. I mean, yeah, that's true, and it actually is like, what is it? Suji Kotoba or whatever it's called. Where you, also we have Marubatsu over here. So, but this is very clearly a reference to 999. That one's the most ridiculous of the bunch! There's this panel with a bunch of gears inside, but it's missing one. Nothing's spinning. Let's find it and come back then. This is some circular opening. Maybe a tube goes in here or something? Or it's an output? Let's be on the lookout for a tube then. This looks broken. No, it doesn't just look broken. I'm pretty sure it is broken. Something's missing inside, and I can't screw the panel back onto it. What's your verdict? Let's come back after we find whatever it is that's missing and something to screw the panel back on. We could use you, Trist, because you're a tool. I don't think whatever it does will work unless it's fixed. Not to mention the console on the ceiling needs to be properly operated first, too. Taking a look at this, let's look at these. This is said to contain acid. There's also a strange floating part in there. Probably need to get it out, but how? The side of the cylinder as an output. Guess we need to find something to suck all of that acid out. Wonder how that part inside isn't melting right out. Probably just not acid for real. More evidence toward the fact that this is all fake. These tubes look really high-tech. This makes me wonder if we're still in the present, because it's sure starting to look like we're hundreds of years in the future right now. Again, with the fucking, what is it, Virtue's Last Reward and whatnot. We're in the present still, don't worry. Everything here looks impossible because it is. Nothing but replicated hardware, if I had to guess. He shoved his hand against the side of one of the tubes. The mechanism pushed up, sinking against the wall some. See? It's really not heavy. Sure looks like it from here. Ancora tried to do much of the same with another one, but that one wasn't having any of it. The annoyance she felt due to her failure in lifting this fake object made Tristitia laugh. Hey, don't be mean like that! Sorry. Didn't mean it that way. Guess you're still a girl, huh? What does that even mean? I guess I just have more muscle mass, that's all. I mean, you have more of something, that's certainly true. Sorry, my timer's giving me issues. Ancora stared at him for a moment. He understood what she was implying, raising his hands defensively in front of himself as though denying that thought. Hey, who's the mean one now? Let's look at everything once and then we'll go back. Lots of boxes make me think of tic-tac-toe. I don't think we're supposed to use them for that, though. There's stuff inside. Various objects. A lot of trash, too. Yeah, these are ripped squares of cloth, duct tape, copy of Avril Lavigne's newest album. There's an SDR2 reference. Which one is that? Let Go. Yeah. Oh, I already have that one. Got trash and you're proud of it to boot? Hey! I like it! None of my business anyway. There's a lot of stuff in here. One thing stands out. And one of the boxes is a Metal Gear. Metal Gear? Sorry. A Metal Gear?
Seems like the kind of thing we'd need in a room like this.
Metal Gear.
Let's carry it. There's also a key in the same box. Good thing I took this gear. Never would have seen it.
It's the main character, Major Minor. Infamous for a visual novel. He removed the key, showing it to Ancora. That's the key to access the second room. There's nothing else here it would unlock. Let's see if there's anything. If we took down the grating there, I could easily slip inside and...
I don't think that's going anywhere. I don't feel any air from the grate. Probably just there for decoration.
But they have this vent in place somehow.
Unless this place isn't meant to really be used, then there's no problem if the air goes stale a little. But they'd probably still want to keep it fresh. I don't know, but that vent is out of order at least.
This is, thing new. I don't think I can lift that. And Cora tried again, but just as she assumed, the tubes were too heavy for her. Stitchia could do it so easily, though. Some things aren't meant for some people to do. This stuff's all the same. This looks daunting. I'd better keep this for when I have an idea of what to do with it. Like if I found all the elements to work out a code or another. The panel at the top takes 4 numbers, so... Hey, the other room.
It's locked.
Straight and to the point.
I'd investigate it, but we already know what to do to leave. And it's not by blindly messing with this door.
Oh, right, I can talk to you.
Did you find anything of note?
I know you already said this was probably a fake reactor, but let's say it's not. What do you think it's used for? And why have this here? We're still in a school, right? Like, what is all this?
If I knew, I'd tell you. All I can think is... probably not in the school we think we are. Everything so far has been set up to look like it in appearance only. We have classrooms, we have hallways, even bathrooms look the same. These rooms are not always as we'd expect them to be.
To do such a thing? It's not like anyone can just walk in and build this.
Maybe it's the government. If it's not, then they have to be really rich or really determined. Has to be some kind of organization. What even would warrant putting this much effort into making all this? Killing us off one by one. I don't believe in madmen who just likes to watch people die. Everyone has a reason for what they're doing. This.
He paused, uncertain of how he wanted to word it. Perhaps he was even uncertain if he wanted to continue down that line of thought, too.
I'm beginning to think that this Pandora who led us before my emptiness isn't behind all this. What could warrant all this?
At first, it was only to find out the traitor, but now, this room is definitely nothing I know. Something else is going on, and I'm also wondering what that could warrant in all this. Did the traitor turn usurper? The more reason to find him. At this point, maybe it's preferable if they all die to make sure I've got the right one.
Since we're only 2, let's not waste too much time.
This room looks very high-tech, and I don't know what to do here.
I guess we have to mess with the high-tech stuff, which only makes me believe it's all fake even more. They wouldn't let us mess with the reactor like that if it meant this whole place could blow sky high.
What first?
Making everything be functional, whatever that means for this room, might be in our best interest. There are some mechanisms scattered around that aren't really connected or working yet. Beyond that, we have to figure out our true enemy, and I have no idea how to start. There's that 39 on the reactor, too. Number seems to be coming back a lot in the school so far. I don't think that's related, though. Might just be a cheeky reference. There's no way this place has 39 reactors, either. All in all, remember, if we're missing something, maybe it's worth examining multiple things multiple times. Especially in this room, where things look complicated. Since we're only 2, let's not waste too much time. Alright, that's fair for now. Back to work. Let's go in the other room. Since the 2 of them had found the key, it was ridiculously easy to get access to the second room. It took them only a second to twist the key into the lock. And now we can move further in. Oh, it's a mirror. I have to wonder why there are these boxes strewn about. They don't contain much of anything in general, just random knickknacks. Tchotchkes? He addressed Ancora as she approached the boxes. Some of them were open, others were still shut tight. From what she could see of each, he wasn't wrong. They didn't contain anything spectacular. You'd think these things would be used to carry dangerous stuff. Like what? Like a gun? Maybe, if you want to believe that. No, I don't want to. Speaking of, what are you going to do with yours? Justicia still had the gun in his pocket, and Cora could see the handle sticking out the whole time. I don't know yet. I'd rather only carry it for protection, but it's just as obvious it should be used in case of emergencies. And we're in an emergency. Well, okay then. But that reminded me about the word emergency. What about it? Makes me think of emergence, even though both of them have nothing to do with each other. Specifically, emergence is when 2 things interacting together have something neither have alone. You lost me a little. I just want to talk about the emergency exits. What do you mean? Ancora was starting to wonder if all this was truly needed, but at this point she just had to pursue the topic. Otherwise, she could be seen as impolite or testing his patience. And it's not like she wanted to test a guy who held a gun. I don't think he'd shoot over it. It's safer this way, I guess. Take a person and a bicycle. A person can run, but there's no smooth forward movement. Meanwhile, the bicycle can provide that movement, but it can't do it on its own. Hence, the emergence happens when both combine and fulfill that. There are other examples out there, but this is the simplest one to digest, I think. It's a little like how a pencil can write, but only if your body, which can't write without a tool, makes use of it. What? You can fucking write with your fingers, man. I mean, unless you count, like, ink or paint or whatever as a tool. Or dirt. I mean... Or when wind creates waves on the surface of a water. Like that, yeah. Or when your television alone can't display the channel, but with the signal coming from a small terminal used to relay it, like a satellite, you can watch TV. It's a little like these helmets, since they display what's outside of them. No, not like the helmets. We can see without the helmets. You're right. Well, that was interesting. But we gotta get moving, I think. Sure. And by the way, I found a clipboard between 2 of the boxes. You quickly check what was written on it. Something about experiments. Something about pair. Number 2 is all over this thing. New reactors. And it says to multiply all 3 numbers together. 2 times 3 times 9. So, 45? Right? 9 times 5 is 45, yeah. So I'm really bad with basic arithmetic, but I'm really good at, like, conceptual math. So, like, I'm really good at, like, algebra and calculus and stuff like that, but I'm really bad at basic arithmetic. Oh no, yeah, see, like, I just proved my point, because 2 times 3 is 6. And 6 times 9 is 54. Yeah, like, I make dumb little mistakes like that. What could that mean? Maybe it's for a code or another? They kept it with them for convenience's sake. Boxes?
Found anything in these boxes in the end? Nothing yet. I don't think they'll be very helpful. I should leave them aside. This room is an almost perfect replica of the previous room. It's got the same kind of things around, like those tubes. 2 reactors? Maybe one's fake and the other one's real? Or maybe they're both fakes. I still don't think this is a real reactor. I've seen this place before, you know, and it's not here. Where did you see it? Somewhere my father worked. He had this large red cross-like emblem affixed above the door. There were a bunch of gruff guys doing experiments. He took me there once on their yearly Bring Your Kid to Work day. He doesn't work there anymore, though. He'd been working there for a long time before that, and I still don't know why he left. Pay was apparently really, really good. Difference of interests? Maybe a clash of morals? Science can sometimes be a little, you know. Maybe. Not that I'll know even if I asked him now. Cora had a bad feeling about this. She decided to change the subject, figuring that he was dead or something like that. Anybody who quits from something as shady as that probably ends up dead. So anyway, this is a replica of the reactor there? Yeah. I'd only seen it through the window, but I remember it mesmerized me. It marked me and I would know that this was what this was even after 20 years without seeing it. Are you even 20 years old? I thought you were a high school student. These things were in constant movement, though. Now they're not moving. The actor's a lot less monstrous than my memories, but it's because it's fake, thus not active. He gave a light shove onto one of the strange metallic structure. Something broke from it, rolled away into the ground. See? It's fallen apart on its own. Wait, that's not a part of the mechanism. And Cora reached for it, finding it was a coin. Maybe this is useful. Well, let's keep it with us. Who knows if we'll need it here. And if we don't, then we're just a little bit richer. And risk losing your head? I wouldn't take anything out of these rooms unless they're from the safes that contain our cards. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Turns out there's no tricking him into doing it. Eliminating him that way, huh? I still can't push any of these. Too heavy for me. Justicia showed off again by shoving his hand against one and reining it back. Hard push. He rather enjoyed being able to show off due to the fact that he was not comparatively strong when in the company of anyone else but a little girl. Oh, come on. Stop with that already and let's move back to searching. Look, it's a big tube. We can take it between the rooms as needed. Think you can carry it? I feel like we should just leave it there until we find a purpose for it. It's a little cumbersome. Alright then. Now we know it's here at least. To be or not to be. Reminds me of my niece. My niece, when she wants to watch YouTube, she'll go, tube. Tube. Large empty cylinder stood alone, separated from the rest of the reactor. Didn't look like it had a purpose. Despite that, Ancora pushed her hands against the surface. Look! My hands flatten against it and my skin turns white. That's because blood isn't going through your hands anymore. Did much of the same to show her with proof. Your hands aren't changing. Really? Guess I know less than I like to toot my own horn over. Or maybe I'm just a little too fat. Wait, being fat would make your circulation less good. What? We could break it. It's a little destructive, and the one in this room doesn't seem to have any purpose whatsoever. According to those thoughts, Ancora left the cylinder aside to look at somewhere else. No ceiling thing. Yes, we gotta do this. Okay. Compared to the other reactor, which is in a lamentable state, this one doesn't look broken at all. Doesn't need any repairs, I can tell. Yeah, it's a little too complex for me to mess with anyway. I think it's in our best interest if we leave it alone. Cora walked around the reactor, examining it while holding an imaginary clipboard. You have a real clipboard! Everything's in order here. Gee, sure is difficult to science sometimes. I could use a coffee break. What are you doing? I'm imitating the life of a scientist. I have no clipboard and I must take notes. That's a little more complicated than that. Oh yeah? How do you know that? A scientist? My father's a scientist. I don't even know what he's doing. It's a lot less glamorous than you're describing it, though. Paperwork aplenty, either very little free time to know what to do with it, too much and getting bored. Sounds like the good life still. I don't know about that. When the work gets going, it's tough. I've seen him be absent from home for weeks at a time, only to come home babbling about incoherent stuff. God. Sounds a bit depressing. Okay, well. Let's do this. I can put the tube we found in here. Seems like it's just long enough to connect with the other output, too. Between the side panel of the reactor and this glass cylinder. Let's see what happens. After connecting both of them together, the transparent cylinder drained itself of its acid. All of it was sucked out through the tube and into the reactor's shell. The only thing left in the tube after another minute of wait was a weird part. Think it's safe to get it? Just let it leak out for a few and come back to it later. Probably fine to take it now. Having waited a few, the two of them disconnected the tube and the strange piece of hardware came out, seemingly undamaged from the acid it was drowning inside prior. You think it really was acid? Probably not. Didn't take any chances anyway. After the two of them reconnected the tube with the cylinder, the acid was pumped back into it in order to revert it to its previous state. Then they pocketed the item and discarded the tube back into the other room, no longer having any use for it. I'm sure that we don't have to actually change the background. Looks like the gear we found goes in here. Let's put it in. Careful, there's a grid over it. We have to open it first. And Cora just jammed her hand into it, yanking it out afterwards. The grid hadn't even been electrocuted or anything. It very easily came off, at the expense of Vancor's hand, which was now bleeding. Enjoy your tetanus. Ow! What did you think would happen? He shook his head, sliding the gear inside and attaching it to the pole. Soon, the gears began spinning together. What they did wasn't clear. Got anything for this cut? One of the boxes in the back has some. You're in luck. Too much luck. The two of them left the reactor alone to go patch up Ancor's. Really ought to be more careful. We're dealing with potentially dangerous hardware. Not that it's really a reactor, since I believe it's a fake. But a fake can still hurt. Hey, I'll be fine. Just a tiny cut. Out of anyone, I feel like Tristitia has the least amount of right to speak about cautious. Well, at least that helped us, since we found this piece of paper, too. It was lodged between two gears. I held it up to her, and Cora read it aloud. But we're missing 15 of them. 15 of what? What's missing? Not sure. I think this number may be important, though. I can reach this cable easily enough, but the box at the top is far too high. Guess we would need a ladder to reach it? Justitia didn't bite, no matter how much Ancora willed him to. No one wants to talk about chaos is a ladder. No one wants to talk about ladders. Let's just stop that entirely and focus. Too bad we don't have one. Maybe we have to climb using the cable. Only a slight look at Tristitia, one could deduce he wouldn't be any use climbing a cable this small. Might even cause it to snap and render it unusable. I can try, but I'm not a good climber. Yeah, that's Bia. Good one. Upon trying, Ancora found it a lot easier than she might have assumed. All she had to do was use her hands and legs to hold onto the cable, and before long, she managed to bring herself up to the top. What does the box do? It's settings. I don't know what we should put them on. It's taking 4 numbers from 0 to 9, but I don't know the combination. Split them on whatever you want, I guess. I doubt this will do anything until the cable is plugged somewhere anyway. The solution has to do with the numbers we found, no doubt. So, it's minus... Alright. So, 39... It's my later app. So, it's 39. It's 2. It's 60. Three numbers we found: 2, 15, and 2, 15, and 30. Sorry, I got too clever there. Sorry, everybody. I was like, oh, they said we're missing 15, so it must mean we subtract it, right? Here's about order of operations: 117. There you go. Answer was 1170. After putting in the 4 numbers, Ancora came down from the box, sliding along the cable until she was back on the ground. The machine was now giving a low hum. Hey, wait a second. You weren't looking, were you? Looking at what? Your panties? Oh, no. I don't have any interest in that. Not sure if he meant it that way or if it's a veiled insult. Maybe the code I put in wasn't the right one. Well, let's give it another go. Cora climbed up, hugging the cable with both thighs so she wouldn't slide down that easily. A few moments of attempts before she realized the luck she had before had run out. Unceremoniously, she slid back down to the ground. She looked around, but Justicia hadn't been here to witness her embarrassing display in the least. Doesn't matter anyway. Right numbers were entered, so there's nothing to do with that anymore anyway. And the part goes here. Justicia was already in the process of repairing the panel inside the reactor. After a few moments, he finished fixing the piece back inside, after which he used a coin they'd found to screw the panel itself back on. A small light lit up, as if confirming it was done correctly. Wow, that was pretty good. I'm impressed. Don't be. I just know a lot about computers because I spend a lot of time on one. You do remember I have that website, right? It's just one of many I own. I'd like to actually get up and do stuff, though. That's why a guy named Marco started giving me tutoring on engineering. He came by my home often, so I would get off my chair and do some menial work. You want to exercise, then? Yeah. Kinda tired of being a fat boy. No matter what I try, though, I don't get slimmer. Speaking of his head was full of sorrow and denial. Anyway, bring me that cable over there. This one? That's right. Connected the cable to the panel. I knew they'd go together. Looked too suspicious. There's still a lot of slack, though. I can't make heads or tails of why. Maybe it's not important. But it's really stuck. Hard. He tried taking it out to show, but the panel wasn't having any of it. It was very well stuck there. And since that was where it had to go... Something's happening. The screen on the side of the reactor buzzed and then changed to its display. Now, instead of showing stable, it was showing time. The cable was also pushed out of its socket. No matter how much Justicia tried, it wouldn't go back in. You think that means? I don't know. Looks like a small compartment opened on this side, too. He reached inside, taking out a me card and a weird key with the letter T attached to it. Here, take that key. He lobbed it at her. Cora did her best to catch it, but it fell to the ground. She went over to take it, adding it to the rest of her stuff. There are also these 2 weird bowls. I guess I'll carry them. What are they used for? It's me. Does it mean we're done here? But what's our answer? Don't we normally get some piece of paper to help us? I think it's pretty obvious. I'll let you think about it, and then just come to the door. I think you just don't know the answer. Who knows? Not him, apparently. Here we are, then. Ready to leave. Not that much time passed, either. Definitely good. And about the answer. Still not know it. No, I know it. No, I know it. And Cora looked at her hands in slight contemplation. After a minute or so, Tristitia nudged her with an elbow. Too scared to say it. Something like that. You know how we die if we get it wrong? Well, the answer is to... No, stop, it's fine. I know the answer. Girl's got her own pride to uphold. Let me out! Our true enemy is... everyone's true enemy. Time! With a click, the lock came undone. Now they could leave this room. Ancora looked at Tristitia, who returned the gaze, but soon he left with the bowls and the me card, having nothing else to do here. He was also quite eager to leave this place. Cora also had enough of this reactor, so she stepped out, clutching the key she'd found. That was now not just one, but 2 keys obtained. The key with the letter A and the key with the letter T acquired. It's not looking good for me cards, though. Oh well, there'll be time to worry over that later. And Cora and Tristitia waited in the hallway. The timer was reading 35 minutes past the hour. The other groups were bound to emerge soon. 1 minute later, the door to the nearby classroom opened. Out came Luxuria first, and then Avaricia, carried in her arms a shotgun. Oh, wow, okay, that escalated quickly. Figured there was more than one firearm here. It's time for spray and pray! This is going to be more akin to insurance than anything else. Insurance? For what? But don't worry, I don't intend to do anything with it unless we really need it. You're still the guy with 6 bullets. 5 now. Which is still enough to kill everyone still alive, even myself. But would you do it? If the timer came to a close, maybe. Better to end it quickly than make it last out in agony, no? That's what you'd assume, but I don't know. Maybe not. I've never been put in a situation where I have to make that choice. Everyone's way too calm around these guns. They're guns! It's like you're Americans or something. And Cora's outburst caught everybody's attention. They're firearms! They could kill us if you pull the trigger. Kill, you know? That's the end. You're dead. Why is everyone so calm around them? Maybe it's because today has already been so hectic? Guns aren't so special compared to getting your head, exploded. Yeah, it's probably something like that. Speaking of this situation, where's Vidi? Is he still not out? The timer read 40 past the hour. Soon he was going to run out of time. Hey, Vidi! Hurry up, you're going to get run out of time! The girl walked toward the bed in the hallway, yelling for Nvidia to hurry it up. Not only did his survival depend on it, but all of theirs depended on it too, as they needed the key card inside and the key from that room as well. Isn't it strange how our rooms only contained 1 card, too? Tristitia was showing off the one he'd gotten from the room he explored alongside Ancora. From the... Her finger is, like, on that trigger. From what the girl caught of their discussion, it seemed as though Avaricia and Luxuria only found 1. Doesn't add up. With all these rooms, we're only at 24 me cards, but we need 15 more. The group arrived at Nvidia's door. Cora watched the timer go up. 41 past the hour. 42 past the hour. 43 past the hour. At 44, she banged on the door with both fists. Hey! Vidi! Hurry! Rooms aren't really soundproof, so he should be hearing this. Unless he's in the second room. After another minute, Nvidia's voice came from inside the room. Sorry, I don't think I'm coming out. What? Are you stuck? You're just gonna pretend to be straight for the rest of your life? We can help. Tell us what... No, I'm not stuck. I haven't solved anything in the room so far because I don't want to.
What?
That's right. I'm staying and dying here. No one will be able to get the me card from this pair of rooms. That's my choice. You can't just abandon us to die. You're going to kill how many by doing this selfish act?
You'll die too. This doesn't make any sense.
Please, Vidi. Why does he want to die so badly like that? I've made up my mind. It doesn't matter for me. I'm dead now. All of us. All of us are dead. And we're going to save them, but I need to die to break the pattern. You don't mean... Avarisha's tone changed. She was horrified by what he was implying. No, you can't do that! You can't die now! We need you! Sorry, I made up my mind already. I won't be a future pawn. For all I'm concerned, future can go to hell. SDR2 reference. Timer read 48. 1 minute, Nvidia was going to die. Well, there's no point now. Only 1 minute left. He couldn't solve the room anyway. This won't change anything. You're damning all of us. And that was it. Nvidia's last words hung heavily in the air. Plunk echoed from the outside of the room, or inside of the room, rather. It was most likely his head falling due to the helmet doing its thing. Well, that was that, I guess. Now we're stuck here. Without that me card, we can't stop the console from killing us all in 11 minutes. Let's go back to the crossroads or something at least. We could spend the last minutes there sharing information. There's gotta be something to do. No one answered Ancora, though. As she looked at them, she noticed they all had their shoulders slumped. None of them seemed to be in any mood to talk or even move. That's why Ancora pulled on Avarisha's arm. The woman only grabbed the shotgun she had and pointed it straight at the smaller girl. We're all going to die now. Doesn't matter what we do. In fact, you know what? If the bomb inside of that console explodes, it's going to disintegrate all traces of this place. Everything we did will become a secret. Mood stood still as those words were spoken. Cora shook her head, denying what Avarisha was saying. No way, we might still have a chance. I need to get out of here. Think of your relatives. There's gotta be someone. I have someone, and they're precious to me. Yeah, I had someone. Her tone made it clear she didn't want to talk about it. The question was, when did she no longer have that someone? Was it just now? Was it earlier this day? Was it months ago? I guess it's better than doing nothing anyway. Let's go, group. Ancora took the lead, waving the others over to come with her. There was still stuff they could try. It was better to die trying than go out like a flame in the wind. That noise made her abandon all hope. She froze in her tracks just like everyone else. Before anyone had the time to move, an explosion came from within the group. Another one of them had lost their life. Normally, Ancora would have screamed, but the suddenness of the event left her completely stunned. Fudge nuggets! Can things not go badly for like 5 seconds? The blast had also helped in stunning the girl, as she'd been sent down to the ground. It took a few seconds for her to rise back up, looking at what exactly happened. Justitia's body was lying on the ground like a disarticulated marionette. His head was gone, and from the neck, red spread out. Clear red liquid covered the surface of the floor. It was blood. And his head was gone. The one who held his gun was Luxuria. It appeared she took it from him before she stuffed her hand into her hoodie's pocket. He was dangerous. Now we have 6 deaths, right? There are 3 left. Avarisha didn't seem to care about shooting her for doing it. Yeah, I suppose so. Guess I won't need my insurance anymore now. She hesitated, about to discard the shotgun she had. It's not like it mattered anymore anyway, since the dangers were all gone. But in the end, she chose to keep it, dropping it to her side and carrying it with one hand. And now we can... Ancora saw all that happened. She was too surprised to say anything. Luxuria moved forward and aimed the revolver against Avaricia's back. By the time the woman could register what really was happening, the girl already pulled the trigger, again, at point-blank range. Point-blank. Pretty much immediately after, Avaricia collapsed, leaving only Ancora and Luxuria on their 2 feet. We're gonna die, aren't we? So it doesn't matter if I have my fun. 2 more shots came out, making Ancora scream in pain this time. 2 bullets were lodged into her leg, making it shudder and shift under her weight until she fell down to a knee. Lux, what are you? Oh, stop calling me Lux already. I'm Nico. Nico Hope. That's my full name. That is a stupid fucking name. The same instant, Ancora's body hit the ground as the pain became unbearable. Well, this is clearly bad. Can't do anything about it, though. Nico stepped onto Avaricia's fingers to make her release the shotgun before firing again, this time into her hand, causing her to shriek out in pain. The girl with the revolver kicked the other firearm away. Really sorry, Ava. I truly like you because you're not like everyone else, but I can't have you interrupt this. It's all about Cora and what she did. You're just like all the others, aren't you, Cora? What do you mean? Like everyone else, you're always mistaken. Gee, how much of an idiot do you have to be to not get it? The small girl walked forward, finding the discernible uncertainty emanating from Ancora rather infuriating. The blonde girl was puzzled over Nico's choice of words. Something didn't add up. It's simple, Cora. I'm not a girl. I'm a boy, idiot. What, you didn't notice it? Just like everyone else? But Ava knows already, though. And me too, because I was like, this seems like it's... I was like that thing back, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is like a trans storyline. And I was like, oh, I don't want to throw it out there if I'm wrong. Cora! I can't move. Watch out. Of course you can't. I shot you right in the spinal cord. Your legs are now worthless. Not that it'll matter, because we're all gonna die in 10 minutes anyway. Nico grabbed Ancora's helmet and shoved her back onto the ground, causing her to emit a loud groan of pure pain. Then she felt Nico grab her arm and pull her along the floor. She kicked with her uninjured leg to fend off her aggressor. Wait, how many shots has this been? Hold on. You shot Tristitia once, you shot Ava twice, and then you shot 2 times into Ancora's leg. Unless you're now using the shotgun, I guess. Another gunshot sliced through the air, and at that very moment, pain crushed Ancora's poor head. The bullet had gone straight through her hand, fired by Nico to force Ancora to calm down. While the blonde stopped her struggling, she didn't stop shouting. Ah! Help! Ava! I can't do anything. Nico dragged Ancora into a side classroom and closed the door. Crud, he must have cracked under the pressure. Everyone mistakes him for a she, huh? I guess that plays into his sin a little, even if it just means it would be the opposite way, and since mainly guys would try to get into the shorts. You took me for a girl from the beginning, just 'cause I look cute. But I thought you had me figured out earlier when we were walking towards the voting machines. You saw me staring right at you. And then it didn't change anyway. You still treated me this way, even though you looked like you knew. Boys can be cute, too. He set the useless empty revolver aside and straddled the girl who wasn't much taller than him. He was all Ancora could see, and also, yeah, I get it, you're a snake. Wow. Nicely done. Nico Hope. The word hope etched itself into her memory, scarring her already. Maybe I'll make you pay for the entire 10 minutes we got left. At least Ava, of everyone else, already knows I'm a boy, though. Yeah, she had an affair with a student. You believe that? With me! She's a pedophile. That's pretty disgusting, huh? But she was the only one who saw me for what I really was, so who was I to judge? Thankfully, she knows how to keep her mouth shut, so I can see for myself if people are shitty. I don't know if this is necessarily like, wait, so you're okay with the teacher having an affair with her student, but like, I don't know. It seems this is a very like unique scale. On the scale of things, I think for me personally, being misgendered somewhere below, like, you know, being taken advantage of by an authority figure, but I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. He fooled even me, but it was kind of hard to imagine him otherwise. He did have a feminine voice and appearance. Yeah, but you don't know that. It's in a fucking helmet. You can tweak that. Ugh, that's actually terrible, though. He snapped and I can't do anything to stop it. Scared? Welcome to the real world, Cora. But I'm generous. You won't actually know what's going on until you die. I just hope you can feel every last bit of this pain I'll give you, or all the pain I endured, too. With a loud, reverberating noise, he slammed his fist against the side of Ancora's helmet. In the next moment, everything piled up caught up to her. The pain, the noise, dizziness. And then something else happened, but Ancora didn't catch it too well. There was something like a muffled gunshot. Then there was darkness. Ancora. It means anchor, or figuratively hope. You're being tortured, Ancora. Yeah, by someone I trusted, or I hope. How does it feel to be betrayed? Not so good at all. In fact, it's the worst. That's why you have to end all of this. Catching the traitor? You just have to hope that you can do it. Hope I can do it. Ancora, like hope. Hope. Nico hope. Nico hope. Hope. Anchor. Cora. Word association. But Ancora woke up. Cora, are you okay? A voice was calling to her. Cora breathed hard, breathed fast. She breathed and panted, shuddered and shifted and pulled herself back onto the ground. The classroom, not too far away, was Nico. He was on the ground too. His head was gone, much like the others before him. It's my fault. I should have seen this coming. Cora's hands patted herself, looking up her body, touching to make sure she felt nothing gross. There was nothing, just the slight lingering heat Luxuria is sitting on. Torture hadn't happened. What she had hoped for was true. Hope. 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 Hope? Hope? Are you okay? You might take a while to get back from it. Fortunately, we don't have that time. No, no time, no killing. Not anyone. This is my fault. It's all my fault. Only I'd done something. Only I'd stopped her. Only I'd stopped her way before this. And Cora, it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. They're dead now. No, not dead. Not now, not dead. Please. Not her. And Cora didn't say anything else. She was still under shock that someone would do this to her. It was one thing to participate in this already traumatic experience. This was something else. It was too personal. For one of the girls she trusted the most, too. No, it wasn't a girl. It was a boy. A boy who looked like a girl, dressed up cute, who would become completely different than she expected. Snapped to make her pay. Whatever it was, she certainly had worked. Looking at the timer, Ancora despaired. Only 3 minutes remained until her demise. That fact grabbed her to pull her back into reality. 3 minutes. 3 minutes! Do we have to do something? There's nothing to do. All we have to do now is sit tight and wait. Wait, how are you, like, standing? I don't... And Cora noted... Oh, okay. Noticed how Horatio wasn't standing up. The older woman was still on the ground. At first, she planned to do something, but now she saw no reason to. Besides, she was right. There's nothing else to do now. Is that the end of this path, then? This path I've chosen? Just dying with nothing else? It's gotta be something else. For all that trauma, so you really can't... But how did you get in here? I pulled myself across the ground. While he was dragging you in here, I was trying my best to reach this door. When he closed it, I thought it was over. I can't reach the handle from the ground. I also took the shotgun. Kill this little piece of shit if it was the last thing I did. As did want to save you. Well, now knowing what I know, I'm a little bit, like, wary of your motives. Like, so I used the shotgun to lift myself up to the handle. After a minute or so, I heard him slam your head down, what I assumed that was. That's when I launched myself to the handle to twist it and open the door. The door flew open under my weight. He noticed me, stood up, and he was about to kick the shotgun away when I blasted him from point blank. I think I got his helmet, since he was beheaded right afterward. Then I just waited. Came back to reality a minute ago. Speaking of, time's almost up. Yeah, it almost is. Only 2 minutes remain now after all that. If there was anything else, now was time to ask. Sorry, getting a pop-up on my computer. Anchor decided to go for the obvious. What's your name, then? My name? Oh, yes. Guess I can say now, it won't matter. My name's Ecofilm. Ecofilm. Itlen Ecofilm. And Cora thought about it, since Itain Ecofilm wasn't the name of any teacher she knew. Something was wrong with that. She couldn't put her finger on what, because it's fucking scrambled. It's obviously an anagram. Not an anagram. Anagrams have to actually be words. Is that so? That's a really strange name. I've never heard of the Ecofilm family before. Do you want to spend your last minute making fun of my name, or do you want to give me your name too? Oh, sorry. I guess I can return the favor. My name's Penmill. My first name... Something flashed inside of Ancora's head, interrupting her words. Something like a set of directives. Oh. Justicia. Oh, okay, I can hack it. And that was it. A single sentence flashed through her head. He attributed it to the last moment insanity. Dine said something she only caught the last part of. Enmill. Enmill. That's your last name, isn't it? I've only ever seen 2 names like that. A short pause followed. I'm telling you, it's twins. We have a twin, and we are currently playing from, like, the Zanne-chan perspective. Timer hit 6 hours. And now we're all dead again. Darkness followed, and there was nothing. Okay, so I thought I was on track to the true end, but I was not on track to the true end. Damn it! I fucking... Okay, well, I guess I didn't kill... I guess I didn't kill Superbia for nothing. I guess I killed her for these Tristitia directives that I guess I can use now in a new... file. 77, 78, 86, 76, 2. Okay, well, should remember. Alright, well, that's more than enough, I think, for today to make up for the fact that I've been missing out on it. A lot of random-ass stuff happened at the end there. So, okay. And I guess, and that name that we got for Ava isn't the same as the one that we got when she died. So I'm kind of confused about that. I mean, I'm sure there's some other, like, thing. Maybe this is like a V3 situation. It's a V3 mixed with an SDR2 situation where we're playing as other people that we aren't actually, and then, like, there's our, like, actual, like, selves. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to say. I have no idea how close I am to the end of this game, by the way. Who the fuck knows? I feel like I've gotten so many fucking endings, but I don't know. So anyway, cool. I will see everybody next time. I'm gonna try. I was gonna say I'm gonna try and make like shorter episode updates, but the thing is, like with this particular game, like it's you gotta find a good stopping. You gotta find a place that's like okay to stop, where it's like I can come back later and I don't completely forget what's going on. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Take it easy, and I will see you guys later. Bye.